Jeez.
Pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. David. Roll call, I guess everybody's here. Approval of agenda. I'd like to do is move Rob up just after Mr. Dons, if I could please, from the fire department. Anybody else have any change to the agenda or positions they'd like to?
Is there anything on the desk that isn't on here?
Oh, I'm sorry, road vacation, yes. Thank you. Under new business, we're gonna add road vacation request from Wickedy Well. Thank you. That's it, okay. Minutes, approval of the minutes, October 15th, regular board meeting.
I just have one suggested change on the regular minute. I don't know if we need it or not. We adopted the state and federal holidays, but we're also closed between Christmas and New Year, and that's always been the policy. So I don't know if we need to make sure the minutes reflect that as well, but it'd be nice to have it in one spot.
I would probably agree with
We
you.
talked about it, I just don't know if it'd be on there or not.
Well, we talked about it. I think it should be. We add that. Where do you want to put that? Or what do you want, how do you want it to say?
I'll just amend the minutes from October 15th. That would be the motion.
So after the motion to adopt all state and federal holidays, including election day, also the township hall is closed between Christmas and New Year's. Okay. Let me add that right to there. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
With the addition?
Yep.
Okay, any other discussion? None being heard, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's carried, okay. The minutes from the November 6th meeting. Anybody? Anybody feel like a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes from November 6th.
As presented?
Yep.
Thank you, second.
Second.
Second by Cindy, any discussion, none being heard, all say, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, that's carried, okay. Public comment. Libby,
It's been pointed out to me that honey attracts more flies than vinegar. Taking that advice, I want to publicly acknowledge the Township Board for posting the recordings of the August, September, October, and special November 6th meetings on Manastee's public television. At last month's meeting, I appreciated that the board voted to increase the number of days the township offices are closed. Thank you, Ed, for delineating on the website these specific dates. The township offices will be closed. And going to be a very fattening meeting. Bit of honey.
great, thank you.
I'm not finished.
Oh, no, Candy, I mean, thank you for the candy.
I know, it's movie candy, show candy. Here's a bit of honey to express my appreciation. With the kickoff of the meeting for the website redesign and upgrade being held yesterday, I have a request. We share the same goal of wanting the website to be transparent, accurate, consistent, and up to date. If the board determines that minute meetings for Township Board, Planning Commission, ZBA, and other minutes will not be posted on the website in a timely and consistent manner, please delete the minute tab to avoid confusion with the website user. And Here's a bit of salt and vinegar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lindsay. Well, chips are really good, thanks.
You're not gonna stay for the rest of the meeting?
No, I think it's probably better for all of us if I watch it on Zoom.
Might be better for your blood pressure.
Yes, and yours too. Thank you. Bye,
Thanks.
Lindsay. Bye.
I love. Okay, anyone else from public comment? I hope you brought gifts. If you're gonna speak, someone better have candy. Setting a precedent here,
I
Dave.
didn't plan to say anything, but I mean, Libby's theatrics, I think were appreciated by all, but I mean, she does have some very valid points to make, because I, as an interested citizen, do look to the website to find meeting minutes, and I'm not finding them. So that's, dissatisfying to say the least. Thank you.
And no candy, Dan?
I'm not the candy man.
Okay. Okay, I won't say anything else. Anyone else for public comment? No, moving on then. Mr. Dance, I guess you're up. That's quick.
All right, good evening. So we had our board meeting yesterday, a pretty short meeting, actually. We had a change we authorized change in the planning, commission bylaws. Basically, all it amounted to was if you have someone who's a snowbird and they're gone for 3 months, it's not an automatic notification to the county commission. It's something where we, cause there are people who are on there who are gone for those 3 months, and basically that's just it. Rachel was there, gave us a quarterly report, the treasurer, and she said, just a reminder, there were 4 foreclosures, this year on property. And all of those sold a total gain of $71,000, and our expenses that come out of that, that is a pot of money that just sits there, a line item specifically. Expenses come out of that, there are legal expenses and whatnot that happen, but they're still waiting on court finalization to be done before anything ever happens with any of those funds. So it just sits there and collects.
So is this some of that money like that the people can ask to get back?
Yes, and that did not happen on any one of these 4 properties that were foreclosed on.
Well, that's terrible, but okay.
We appointed, and I don't know how to say this name, it's a Central Wellness, I'm just gonna, it's Signe, Signe, Ruddy, Ruddy, from Maple Grove out in Calva. That's someone no one knew. Airport Authority, we have appointed Mike Schrader, who is the GM of the casino, to the Airport Authority Board. And that he's replacing Adam Dance, who is moving on to greener pastures in DC. Fair Board is something new. We've got that in place, getting it in place, I should say. And that's in addition to the Ag Society, which is everybody considers the Fair Board. That is the Agricultural Society Board. So there is a delineation there, separation of the two. There's gonna be members from different organizations such as the Ag Society, which John Shimke we appointed to for representing them. We also appointed Ann Wilcox, who is also on the Ag Society Board, but she's gonna be representing an at-large position. Dwayne Anderson for the Lions, and our 2 county commissioners are gonna be Janice McRainer and Nikki Coons. And then we've got a couple other positions that need to be filled yet on that. They're gonna have some oversight on what's going on at the fairgrounds.
So what's going on?
Right, we're trying to resuscitate it. And this is kind of, I'll refer to it as a Hail Mary. If we can try to get it going, we all know the glory days and what it was like, and it's been on a downward spiral for some time. Andy Lannon, Ariana Agency, gave us an annual report yesterday. Nothing really noteworthy in regard to that. What can you guys tell me in regard to the recycling program that's up at the road commission grounds? Any update?
They're moving the dirt around as a as a training program for some of the guys there. So right now, it's not costing us anything to get dirt moved. or it's gonna
Okay.
cost us some
That's
fuel.
good. Do you anticipate, do you have a,
No,
no
Probably by
expectation?
spring, by spring. They're working the guys in when they got time and they're just,
Okay,
I mean,
just kind of
this
curious.
is cheaper than, well, if like Fairboard did a comp plan, can we move it back there?
That's part of the resuscitation.
Just ask.
Look at all the activity.
Moving right along.
It'd be cheaper.
Fire consolidation. I understand you guys had
That's
a
what I'm
little
talking about.
presentation in regard to that.
We did.
And it sounds like, you folks are on board with that program.
We're pursuing it.
Conception.
Waiting, yeah, conceptually, yeah. And definitely need more fine details. It sounds like, things are progressing nicely. It's been taking a while, but we're getting there. So hopefully that comes to fruition. We do have a new airport manager, Miles Weaver, comes out of Battle Creek. He is in place. So, runway lighting, I believe I can report to you that it's done. The searchlight has not been installed yet. I expect that to go up sometime relatively soon, but I don't have.
That was what the thing was airport.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the big crane for? Was that to set something? I never
I don't know
saw
what, I know it was there for the searchlight, but that's sitting there. That's an expensive piece of equipment to sit there as long as they did for that. I don't know what they needed it for.
Okay.
But I think that's pretty much all I've got. It was a pretty short meeting. Any questions, concerns, comments?
If they revitalize the fair, whatever, to what extent they wanna do, what's your thoughts? Are you guys hooking up to the sewer line? Across the street?
I have no idea. Has not been discussed. That'd be something for the fair board to consider. There's gonna have to probably be some, isn't it now from the old bathrooms?
As far as I know. Never
I
been
really
hooked
don't
up.
know.
It should have been years ago. I've only brought it up a few times
Huh?
in 25 years, but.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. That's why they have issues with the bathroom. They are not paying a bill, maybe I shouldn't bring it up. Maybe they're stuck under the radar, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm just.
in the dark of night.
In the cloak of darkness. No, that's all, I'm just asking.
Okay, no, I really.
Can I
don't know.
attend one of those meetings, or is that gonna be open to the public,
I'll
or
be open to the public, of
Okay.
course.
think I get an invite if I ask?
Well, you need an invite to show up. Dave.
Okay.
That's what you do.
You haven't scheduled them yet.
I don't know of a schedule as of yet. It's fresh. They don't even have a full board, but. All right, I guess with that,
Questions? Anybody in the audience have asked Jeff, put him on the spot, come on. He's got answered. You wanna mention, no, we can't do that, right? We can't mention someone's gonna run for office. We
No,
shouldn't-
no, that
we
you
can't do
shouldn't
that.
be doing.
Never mind, okay.
I was gonna tell you, I was gonna run for governor. She was gonna critique me, but that'd be a good rumor. Everybody else is running, why not me?
Okay, thanks. Good luck.
All right, we're off.
We're off, thank you. Out to dinner?
Yes.
Nice.
Told him I'd come if he didn't pay out to dinner.
And where are we going?
Peter Bella,
Peter Bella, Frankfurt. Ooh.
La Bagna.
Have a nice
Adios.
meal. Like that. Rob, I moved you up here underneath Jeff, so go ahead. Why don't you give your report and go to your next meeting?
Yeah. Had 13 runs for the month of October, which was kind of nice because we were busy doing a lot of other things. Football coverage, open houses, Halloween parades, and all that good stuff. Took a lot of time from, for the people to get all that organized. Both were good. Open house was a little slow, but we had some good contact with some kids and did some training with them. So that's well worth that. Halloween, if you weren't around here for the Halloween activities, that was really quite spectacular, actually. The amount of people that were here, I don't know, it was a Friday, so that helped. Weather wasn't the greatest, but I think the location that we had, it probably helped that a little bit, but it was extremely active. And I believe Sun Alliance said it was probably the best they've ever seen. So,
Which brings me to, do you wanna keep doing that? Because I heard a bunch of great comments about how nice it was, and it was nice having it here, and
mhm.
they thought it was great, so I don't know, maybe we just take the lead on that and.
But I think we got some ideas for next year.
So we'll.
Appreciate all the work you put into it and going to get decorations and.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, just for an example, I think we had like 18 kids walking last year. And this year we had upwards of 90,
Oh, wow.
just by a video that I seen kind of the kids and stuff, so. Pretty special, so, hats off to the people that helped with that. First grade class through here, annual fire prevention stuff, so that was good. We had one drone call in October. I think I spoke to that earlier. Our new truck is scheduled to be here on December 2nd. Caitlin and I are scheduled to go down on the first day of the night, do, some of the approval that night and then finish it off in the morning. And hopefully be out of there by noon. Allied will drive the fire truck through Chicago, through all the construction zones, get it up as far as Spring Lake, and then we'll take it from there probably. Bring it. Kind of exciting. First, you gotta keep in mind too, once we get that here, there'll be training on it. We'll have to get equipment switched over. Figure out what we're gonna do for sure with the old truck. The old truck is not coming in with pricing that's gonna impress us. Keeping in mind, we only paid $380,000 for that truck. I was thinking it was more like 600, but it was like 380. We can find in our records back there. If you can find something different up here, we go with that.
You auction it off, or how do you get?
We'll just put out to brokers. But I say with the price of new trucks, we can hold pretty firm with something that we wanna get even.
Yeah.
And it depends where this other issue goes on the group. The
Yeah.
association, maybe at some point they look at that and say, we should buy that for moving around, or something to think about,
An option that's out there.
you know.
Yeah, so that new training and everything will take a week or better probably to get everybody second feet driving. Road test, and we'll set up a driving course and put everybody through that. Try to do that at the school parking lot or road community parking lot or something.
We need to let the insurance company know that we're taking possession of that.
Okay.
With a VIN number, actually.
The only other thing, I'll kind of piggyback on what Mr. Don's brought up with the fire district authority. So meetings are getting very active. I've had 2 meetings last week. I had 2 meetings this week on it. We met, last week, Thursday at City Hall with the, city manager, township supervisors and fire chiefs that were available to be there. We're getting close to asking the townships to join the district or authority. Keeping in mind, there's no cost of joining and there's nothing that changes the way you operate at that point in time. It's just more of a who's in, who's out thing. So then we can put concrete numbers together, so the numbers quit moving. Right now, we have moving numbers, and so it's hard to say, you know, what townships are in it 100%, or who's still on the fence. It's like the chicken or the egg, what comes first, the district or the members of the district. So we were informed by our gentleman that we use downstate. You form the district first, you get the members in that, and then you can figure out what each member is gonna pay.
Then it's voted
And then
on.
it's voted on at the, the taxpayers will vote that, put on the election.
Yeah, that's a millage.
Yeah,
If it's ineligible, it sounds like we'd be the only ones that would do that, maybe, because the other entities want to fund it from their internal money they already get. Correct, Rob?
well, from what I understand, and I don't know how every township operates exactly, I'm learning every week I learn something. Most townships are running everything out of their general fund.
Filer has chose to do that only because they defaulted on their millage and they didn't renew it in time, and so, but they're all right with that, so it goes in, they're just operating out of their general fund. Manistee Township's out of their general fund. City doesn't have a,
It's all part of the operating.
It's all part of the operating budget money. I don't know how the other ones are doing it because I don't, but I haven't looked at their financials.
Well,
but
and
that's-
I've been working with Chief Herndon to put real numbers together. So I've just, I have only dipped my toes in to look at that. So there'll be a lot more concrete stuff coming.
Right.
Right.
So, yeah.
but that's where we're at, it's gaining traction, people are getting excited, they're getting, you know, talking, you know, at the meeting there, people are talking about when, you know, when do we start doing some of this, when do we do that, when do we do that, so, Chief Herndon and myself will be going around to the townships, doing a inventory list of what they need to do to their building to make it, livable for the on-duty crews. Give them a list of that, not a lot, we're sitting good here, couple little things, but yeah, it's kinda exciting, kinda exhausting all at the same time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you were at the meeting, so if you wanna add to that, or.
No, I think, it'll come together and we'll have actual figure. I mean, the first time we had the incorrect taxable values, right? So we got that and which changed the numbers down because he had forecasted lower taxable values than there actually were between the units. So we gained about, what was it, $90 million
Mhm.
of taxable value that.
I just sent him an updated, all the, again, from equalization. So you
Yeah.
got the most recent number.
Okay, so, and that'll change again this year, cause I think everything's gonna go up another 5% roughly between new constructions and uncapping and the multiplier. So,
So we're presenting tonight at Stronic. And then, they just wanna take a look and see what it looks like for them. And then we're presenting at Manistee Township tomorrow morning.
good. Questions, anybody for Ron? No? Yes, sir.
Just what will the process be? I appreciate the chicken and egg aspect of this, but for like a public hearings.
Oh, it'll be, Dan, there'll be more public hearings than you can probably shake a stick at.
Okay, will those?
It'll go on for a while.
But will those occur before a township elects to join the fire district authority or after?
After, cause I think, if I understand what the gentleman told us, it's easier, it makes more sense. You join the authority, you're really not doing anything except you're making thing and saying, we want to pursue gathering all this information, us as a four units of government or whatever. And then present it at public hearings, present it at township board meetings and give the people a chance to see what it is. Then vote on it. They'll have to vote on
One
it.
quick question. Do you know, does a fire district authority have the ability to, create a special assessment district?
It depends on how it's put together. There's different statutes that govern it and there's different funding mechanisms.
But the first step, no, it doesn't. It doesn't allow you to do the money part by forming the, does that make sense? You form the group, but you're not asking for money.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's not expensive, well, it's not cheap, it's not expensive, but you get
You get better service.
way better service, 24 hours a day service for.
Well, yeah, I think, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. So, I mean, the questions are obviously gonna be around money.
Always is.
Then, you know, who controls the money, what's the governance, and then yeah, obviously the level of service, you know, specifically for our township would be the primary concern.
So the levels, so we can address the levels.
Yeah, we can do a little bit, so, this facility right here will be staffed 24/7 all year, with 2 people. And it'll also have an ambulance for transport, and it'll either be a BLS, which is basic life, or an ALS, advanced life, depending on the crew that's running that day. So within this, new fire department that we're forming, we'll have 4 ambulances through the 4 department, so. You'll always have
Four entities, yeah, four entities.
4 entities. So we'll be 1 department, just with 4 stations. So this department will have 2 people all times that are fire, 1 and 2 trained, and EMT or paramedic based. So So your response times are gonna be roughly 1 minute plus drive time. So if we're 2 minutes away from your house, we'll have a 3-minute ETA. Versus right now, you could have it, 10 minute, 12 minute to get down here, couple minute drive, 17, 18 minutes, whatever, so. Big difference.
So you don't have dual calls.
Right, you always have those. Right, and we're not doing anything with the, we're not eliminating, just so everybody's clear, we're not eliminating any of the paid on call people.
Volunteers,
Volunteers. They're still gonna be needed because bigger scenes, structure fires, car accidents, backfill stations, so we do have somebody here to run a basic truck or something, so, everybody will keep their place
Their place.
in the fire department, as long as they're willing to work with a bigger.
Cause the one thing, when I heard it to me, which I never realized, Dan, so if they, not that they tone us up, but you hear these tones go out, they go out 3-minute bursts. And they go out 3 times before they call somebody else, that's 9 minutes. Before somebody else gets a tone, let's say Beryl, let's say no one was here, and before they tone anyone else, 9 minutes, and then let's say it is Beryl, and they have to come all the way
In their house.
to the fire station over there, get a truck, and then you come over to here, wherever it is, and then you're talking 15, 17 minutes, so.
Do you think, Rob, this could actually reduce people's, home insurance?
Absolutely.
rates? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you made a good point, I thought too, the demographics you guys were looking at, I mean, we're an aging population, and in this area, it's a lot of retirees, older people. And your vast majority of calls are for ambulance calls.
Right.
Compared to fires and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, fires is what, 20% of the calls.
We're easy, 85 to 88% medical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's, I mean,
I mean,
so now you're talking reducing the reaction time from 15, 20 minutes to 3 or 4 maybe? I mean,
Well, cause they're here.
that's what I'm saying, yeah, you don't, it's not like somebody has to get in their car,
Get
drive
dressed.
here, and then find the thing and.
No, we just hop in the truck and leave. And I don't think we need to spend much money. You're gonna go over the back room to look about updating it for
Yeah.
orders, right? But
Quarters.
we're actually sitting pretty good on that because of the way it's designed,
Camp Placebo's got a couple little cots on them.
you know. and-
Get them up.
Okay,
Vintage.
Yes.
yeah, vintage, not old.
One question,
Sure.
what's the time frame for this
Oh,
district?
man.
I mean, because this is a beautiful thing as a nurse in the community who's new, very new. But I would like to say, first of all, your response time has been exceptional. So thank you, what you're doing already. But when you're talking about bringing this together, whether it be an ambulance in this village, what's that timeframe rough estimate before this?
That would, so we've been working on this for almost a year now already, so, we're, it's hard to put a time frame on it because everybody's board meetings are at different times and stuff like that, but if you wanna know, like, when will the ambulance show up here, it would be almost on the inception of the district. And
Years
fire.
out.
We're sitting right now, the beauty of it is we'll be able to share equipment. And so really, the only thing we would have to go out and purchase right away would be 1 ambulance, because city has 2 ambulances. Filer City's got a rescue that they run right now as an ambulance, but they don't use it as an ambulance, so you just license that for transport. So there's your 3, we'd have to buy 1 more. And I would think that we would probably get I would think that we might get the Medic 5 out here. And then because you'd have more ambulances between Filer and the city right there, and put 1 out here. So we probably get it right off the get going, would be my.
Or it'd be a year and soonest it'd be is probably 20.
Yeah, you got elections, you gotta get through, and when you get the numbers
That's
crunch.
great to have.
Yeah,
That-
so
that would be
we're
great.
excited for it, and I think it's due time for it, so.
Anybody else? Thank you very much.
Yep.
Have fun at your next meeting.
Yep.
Well, that sounds okay. Financial, how about?
All the normal reports were in your packet. Anybody have any questions on them?
I did not.
Okay, audience question?
There was no packet posted.
Yes, there was. I posted it yesterday under the agenda, and when you click on it, the whole packet
I
opens up.
clicked on, I don't wanna argue, but I clicked on it at 3:45. The agenda was not there. Where it usually is, in either location, so there's some kind of.
There's the,
Well, what's today? Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where it usually is.
Anyway. Moving on, we'll have to sort it out if it's in glitch.
all right,
It's not in there?
I don't see it on here, but it might be on here.
Dan, thank you. See if we can figure out why.
I checked this morning.
Okay. Thank you. Oh,
Where did you get that from?
on the website.
Which one? It's not linked in with the one thing.
On the agenda.
We'll sort it out.
Dan, so it's there in a different spot apparently, but Ed didn't find it
Looked
either.
in the two spots where, under the meeting or the agendas, and that's as far as I.
Where's Waldo?
Right, moving on.
No, it shouldn't be. No, it shouldn't be. Look for where's Waldo, no. Okay. Treasurer's report.
So that was in your packet. We have collected the vast majority of the summer taxes. Winter tax bills will go out around December 1st. Those are due by February, well, they're due upon receipt, but we can pay them up to February 14th. Is the due date. As of March 1st, we turn them over delinquent to the county, so those should be coming out if if you're watching this and you don't get a tax bill within, by say, mid-December, or maybe the third week of December, call, we can email you one, we can mail you another one out. Sometimes they get lost. So. Yeah.
Is that for you?
No, that's not the one. Yeah, the only other thing is interest rates, have gone down a little bit, but, they're still fairly good historically, so, we're still earning about $5,000 a month in interest. That's all I've got.
Questions, anybody? No, okay, clerk's report.
All right, we have submitted a request for a reimbursement for the AV box that's still open, so we think we might be able to get absentee ballot box, sorry. So we think we might be able to get a little bit more money to offset some of that expense that we put in there. I did speak to a small but enthusiastic group of individuals at the Near and Far Friends meeting in October. We applied for and received a grant for the fire department. It's a howler. And a howler is, it's a low frequency alert. So it's used a lot of times in urban areas because it's different sounding than all of the sirens that folks are used to hearing. But it's also helpful in an area with an older demographic because of that tone difference. A lot of times that can be picked up more readily by some individuals. So we did receive a grant for that. That was $1,200. Mr. John Rigi is donating some property to the township. It's township lots 8 and 9 of the Portage Park addition. I think I said that correctly. So we're in the process. We're working with him to get the warranty deed and get all of that paperwork finalized, which should be done in the next couple of weeks. And that is it.
Questions, anybody? No, okay, Jim, Harbor Commission.
We're working on getting the meeting with Spicer and set up so we can get the design started.
Okay. Everything's good?
They've got the site work
Okay,
basically done, but Now they,
This is the design for,
Oh,
DNR vote.
still the Bolton Launch, okay.
DNR vote lunch.
Did some, I got an email about that today.
You did they forwarded it to me from the News Advocate. They saw the Manistee County Community Foundation, so
Okay. Just making sure.
We got it to the right person, and
Got it.
and I assumed that since Jim is chair of the Harbor Commission and they're the ones who recommended the grant, that he would make sense to be the person to talk to the newspaper about what is the grant about,
Okay,
unless anybody has an objection about that.
no. Okay, Jim, do we know how deep the dredging ended up being?
I went out through there and it's about 14.
Do they provide us with the soundings and a map like they normally do? for a little bit?
Yeah, I was gonna go on and see if they're on there yet, but I
Okay.
haven't.
Yeah, I'd like a copy once they get those. I think it'd be good to put that out.
Yeah.
And how far down is the water right now compared to, no, I don't, you know, this is normal?
That's what it said on the radio today.
No, it's.
Wait, I thought it was below.
I believe
Long-term average, it's maybe a little bit, but
Yeah.
not significantly.
it's quite low.
the old pier in front of the Canfield house is sticking out of the water.
Is it?
pretty- Yeah. There used to be a pier there. There was
Not
no
old.
boats to tie up to, like 100 years ago. They had a rock and wood. If you go by and you look slow enough.
Yeah.
You can see the rock and stuff like that.
Where's
Where
that?
did I drive that?
In front, kind of in front of the Canfield house, they used to have, I mean, 100
Yeah.
years ago, there was a pier there for boats to tie up to, cause that was kind of like a
Hotel too.
hotel
Someone
destination.
hit that.
A lot of, water flowing, a lot of people in it.
Well, they did just recently.
Can't think of his name, the guy and his wife that run the Speckled Goat, I know they,
Mark O'Neill's,
Oh,
yeah, they cry, I was
they
I was at the marina when they hit it, and I was talking to
Oh, yeah?
him. I said, ooh, yeah. I go, there's a big pier there, he
You
goes,
couldn't
"Yeah."
see it.
He goes, I know now, yeah. Yeah, you could, I mean, it was like
Hmm.
this far underwater, now it's
Yeah.
sticking out, so.
Well, off the, whatever maximum you wanna say is above the seawall over here,
Yeah.
and now there's beach.
Yes.
And then there's a 4-foot seawall,
All right.
so the water's gone down 4.5 feet.
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah, I can't remember. Ted keeps a
that would have an
log
accurate.
of it, and our meeting, he didn't really say how far down. He just says keeps going down,
Yeah,
so.
It shows about 6 inches below the long-term average, roughly.
really?
Hmm.
Okay.
Look at there.
Must be true, it's on the internet.
The Army Corps of Engineers,
Don't give me
maybe 8.
Anything else, sir? Okay. Recycling. So it sounds like, no, I'm not gonna say
I think
that.
it's gonna go back to the fairground.
No, I'm not gonna say that. So what they're doing is training guys on machinery work, so what he's doing on that piece of property up there is leveling it. When they have a chance, they're getting new guys on the dozer and the grader and whatever, and they're kind of leveling that out. Mr. Gray turned in a bid for the fence last month I talked to him. So anytime we decide we're actually gonna do that when we want to, he can't do it till spring anyways. He said, just let him know he'd work it right in. So probably the end of April, beginning of May.
Looks like a deer fencing.
8-foot deer fence. So, gave a bid for it, I can't remember, I'm not gonna guess.
I don't think I have that bid.
Okay.
She forwarded it to me recently.
Dig up our driveway and put it down the thing.
Can you do what?
Dig up our driveway that we put in.
Okay,
All up there.
we'll move on.
But the difference in the two bids that we have so far is significant. The first bid was close to $30,000. Mr. Gray is coming in at 9-ish.
I think it was 9,200 or something, so. But let's wait and see what happens. I'm not saying that, they'll never let us move it back to the fairgrounds.
No.
No, you did hear the two commissioners that are on that oversight.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, move on. That's it for recycling. It's been, the site's been clean to me, because when I go over there, I pick up a very few items anymore unless other people are doing the same
And
thing.
once the big trailer's been gone, it's way, really cool.
You know. So, okay. Parks and Rec, Michelle Irvin wants to give, it looks like she wants to give you get 2 minutes? 2 minutes?
That's not nice.
Yeah, that's-
That's not nice.
That was just,
Well,
Michelle's nice.
Michelle, we're waiting,
We're ready for you.
waiting for you. How's that?
Assuming everybody has read the whole packet, you've been updated then on, you spend money as a township to pay for professional development for me to go to workshops and such. And so I listed them off here. I went to a trails workshop. I went to a programmer workshop, and no, that's not computer programmer. They call people who design the, offerings, the events and such programmers. And made some good contacts there. The details are in there. The big one that I went to was a 2.5 day financial sustainability certificate. And that was taught by a woman who's recognized internationally for parks and rec departments. So the focus there is about cost recovery and beneficiary service. Right now, we do not charge for any of our events or programs like yoga. It's all completely township funded. There have been some rumblings within the commission that maybe we're not offering enough different variety, or maybe we'll do other things. So I felt it was important for me to take this class so that if we ever do decide to charge, or even if we're not charging, it really teaches you how to analyze the costs associated with each event. So I made some proposals I talked to Jean, we're gonna start tracking our volunteer hours, which I understand from Jennifer might help us in writing grants as well, so we can state how many hours. I think a lot of people would be very surprised how much time that myself and the other people who design the events put into it. So that could be very eye-opening, and so I'm hoping that next year, this time I'll be able to give you that report. We actually ran through an exercise with Jennifer and Mandy and Jean called beneficiary of service. And so I take one of the things that we did at the workshop and practice it here with people so that I don't forget about it. And if we ever run it at the committee meeting level, I'll have practiced it at least once. The programming summit was a little worried. We only had 6 people registered. We had 28 people come. And I think there were 26 organizations represented, and yeah, that's right. Actually, both the ladies were there present. And actually, Dave, you helped me rehearse. Yes, so it went very well, and
There was a lot of people there, because I know you said you didn't have some pre-registered, but they all showed up,
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
most of them.
yeah.
That's Northern Michigan.
And I will tell you, I have gotten a lot of feedback, ladies you can also give feedback, but, got a lot of positive feedback. One of the fun parts of it, I think the whole thing was fun, but we did speed dating where you were able to go around and just spend a few minutes, meeting with other organizations that you might be able to collaborate with going forward. So it was fun because we had like everything from St. John's Episcopal Church to the MRA, to I've been calling them the Fair Board. I had no idea they weren't a Fair Board. So we had a whole lot of different groups, and there was a lot of connections made, and hopefully there's plans coming out. Parks and Rec doesn't have to go it alone, in my opinion, since we're a volunteer committee, collaborating with people who are professionals and get paid to do this is probably the best way to go. But that's about it. With joy, I am announcing we had 1,285 reaches. A reach is every time Parks and Rec impacts a person. So the volunteer comes to our event, we reach to that person. If a person attends 4 events, there are 4 reaches. But this is, we've jumped up by about 300 this year. We've been running 800, 900, now we're at 1,285. And that is, thanks to we added the programming summit, but we actually went to Fall Festival for the first time. And it was really a lot of fun. I think we'll probably do that again. And so that's what bumped us up. And in addition, the other nice thing to note is that the schools, both the special education department and the principal from the school contacted us late in the summer and asked for field trips. So we really built a reputation there as a group that can provide meaningful field trips. So that's my presentation. I'm looking for feedback from you guys. I don't know who's been able to attend what events or heard feedback about events, but I'm here and I'd like to know how you think they're doing. Should we increase, decrease, stay the same? Any thoughts?
I just think you're doing a bang up job. I hear good things. I'm very supportive of your professional development. I think that's pays dividends to the township long term. So kudos, that's all, thank you.
Well, thank you.
And I don't know if you, I hear, like the same as Ed, I would say, here's more, I've heard more, very positive results. So I don't know if you wanna try to add more stuff, but if you got enough help to add more things, say, that's up to, you know, right?
Yeah.
Put more on your own plate. Yeah, that's,
That is a challenge. I did put it out and I'm putting it out into the newsletters now, hoping that maybe we will start having people think. And, you know, I think the more people attend the events and see that they're fun, maybe the more they'll want to help with the events. And if I get more specific, that's the other thing, just asking for volunteers probably isn't gonna cut it.
Specific
I'm
job.
working really hard this month and next month to put together a specific inventory of supplies, but also I need to make a specific inventory of who what type of a volunteer I need for which events. And I think people will be more likely to say, well, I'll give you that 2 hours for that event than, oh, hey, I'd like to be a volunteer, just in general.
okay,
That's my strategy.
okay.
I think
Ed? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Well, no, go ahead, Cindy. When she's done, I was just talk about a couple other Parks and Rec things, but finish up.
say as I attended the summit, and I didn't know what to expect. And of course, Michelle's not gonna brag about herself, but she did a fabulous job. And I think kind of like the aha moment for me was through the different exercises was the realization that with all of the organizations that we have that touch Onekama Township, there was very little gap in programming. Programming tended to touch all different age groups. You know, there was some type of program, so it didn't seem like there was like a hole there or a void. But probably the biggest one was the Four Seasons and realizing how much programming and activity is available in the winter months. When I know I and a few people at our table were expecting that to just be nothing. So that was really interesting for me to see that. And it was, I mean, I did get real excited hearing speed dating at first, but then, then when I realized what it was like, oh, okay. But, no, but it was really great because I ended up meeting two people that I didn't know who they were and talking about things. So I think that started to trigger collaboration too, which was really great.
Everyone who attended received a database of all the other attendees and their emails and phone numbers. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking those dot charts that everybody said that were on the walls and I'm putting them into a database as well. And I think that there should be, whether it be PLA or the township or whatever, there should be a site where people can go to and say, hey, I'm bored, it's winter, who's offering stuff? And so I'm working on getting the data in one place and then I guess we can figure out where that belongs.
So I think possibly as part of the PEG, the Public Education Government Group down in Manistee, that they're working to have some kind of a central place for that on a website. And I don't know, they might be working in conjunction with the Visitors Bureau too. I don't know how far along that is, but they're going to talk about that. So then maybe it's kind of like a community calendar sort of thing.
If you wouldn't mind getting me in touch with them, I mean, I'm doing a lot of the tedious work of looking at the sticker and matching it to the programming and then.
Yeah, I can get you that.
Yeah, so that they might appreciate the data I've got.
Right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. David, hurry up.
Just a shameless plug for my other job, but, the conservation district does again this winter, if it ever snows, have, free snowshoe, that are available. And I don't know if they're for like weekends or just daily use or, they take up a lot of space in the office. But they're nice snowshoes.
How many pairs of those they have?
I didn't mention Tyler was there from the conservation.
Okay, how many pairs? Probably 20 to 30.
Oh, okay.
We talked to them about doing a joint walk last year, and I'm not sure whether we just couldn't pull it together. But yeah, that's a type of collaboration, our parks, their supplies, you know. That's great.
Well, thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Can I just do a quick
Yeah.
plug as a committee member? I think
Sure.
that's, I'd like to say, Michelle is one of the reasons, I'm gonna say it, because my son is also, and we're about 50 hours in of volunteer hours this year, my
Thank
son
you.
and I.
Thank you.
So
She's amazing.
as a firsthand, I'd like to say, more power to the collaboration that's going on, especially with the school. My son had a great experience at the end of the year with a spider that was found when we had to bring the outdoor program in to the school. And that means that you now have a communication tool to get to the youth. If we could keep building on it, we would continue to grow the program. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank
Thank you. Thanks.
Beck, you wanted to say?
Just a couple of things. You know, we're working on the 5-year plan, and right now we're trying to promote the survey. As of this morning, we've got 160 surveys. I'm shooting for 500. I know Ed's going to put something in the outbound tax mailing, and Jennifer, you're going to do a card of sorts, and wonder if you could give us an update on any progress there, and whether you had a chance to talk to the village about whether they were gonna send something out?
So I left a message with the village to chat about that. We are going to do a postcard mailing with the survey on it, and we're working with a mail house out of Traverse City that will handle all of it. They'll handle the printing and the bulk mailing. They've got all the permits. They already have the list of property owners in the township, and they're working through that process of deduplicating them and making sure that, you know, if you own more than one parcel, you're not getting one postcard per parcel, you're getting one postcard to that. And so, and I've been working with Val Harmon on some photos to make that postcard look really nice. What else, Vic? We've also sent a blurb to the school to have the school send a little something out as well.
So making some progress. And then the other thing we're working on is the 5 deliverables for the county plan, and we're done with all of them, with the exception of the inventory, which includes some mapping. And Ed, you had suggested I get with Spicer. Is it Pat Bentley I should talk to?
No, probably not. There's better resources. You and I can chat about that, because I mean, we need that, but that's not needed right this second. So we'll get there. Like, we can chat.
Okay, and then I think, you know, I think else just I did post the Trails November update to the website. I was traveling, so that just got up there today, and then the agendas and such are all out there. So we meet on Friday morning, and that's all I've got.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, zoning administrator, did we get a report from Joe?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, so I sent you the whole package in a separate email, but I printed out for you the monthly thing that we get from Mr. Serbrook on the blight properties and the one of Jody's reports. I didn't I didn't print out the tracking sheet because that's long, but it is in your emails. And we have an update on Mr. Hanford.
So the two major things to me, I guess, would be for violations, we're gonna call Mr., I can't ever think of the young man's name that built what do we call it? He built on Urban Road north of the township property. You know what I'm talking about from
You're
last year?
talking about Jonathan Kent?
Kent, thank you, I couldn't think of his name. So Mr. Kent got a land use permit, got a well septic permit. So he ended up getting a land use permit from Jody. He was then supposed to go to get a building permit. He did not. So what he did was he started building his house on piers without a building permit. So the building inspector, Chuck, is it right? I'm correct, Chuck?
His first name's Chuck.
Yeah, it
I
is
can't
Chuck.
think of his second.
I'll think about it. When I think about it long enough, at the end of the meeting, I'll remember.
It's not Chuck Wolverton.
Not Chuck Snow, Chuck.
It's not Chuck Taylor, those are tennis shoes.
Erickson, you said?
Erickson, Chuck Erickson.
That's it.
Thanks, Ed. Anyways, he told him to tear it down. He wasn't gonna issue a permit because everything he did was in violation of whatever, so. I did not know that that had happened, that he had told him to tear it down. I assumed he was just still working on getting there, and Chuck told him no. Long story short is they sold it last week. To a couple, or a gentleman bought it, and his daughter called me. Want to know about cleaning up some of the mess that this kid put on township property that's not on their property, because we had a survey now and there's some fencing. Anyways, I said, how did this ever get through closing? For the house that's gotta be, well, they knew that when they bought it, and I said, well, okay, so that it was sold as a vacant property, but the house, that's not a house, has to be torn down. And that's how these people bought it. I never heard of such a thing, but they bought it like that.
I guess if they had schools, but.
They got cash and you do it whatever you want.
Yeah.
So that's gonna go away. That's gonna get torn down. They asked about pulling the little fence that's about 50 foot on our property. If they could tear it down, they would. Told them to go ahead.
Yeah.
They wanna just be on their property. It's marked, and that's that. Mr. Hanford. Mr. Hanford got his well and septic permit from the county. And enough area to build in the upland according to Eagle. Jody then issued him a land use permit because he had all the documents that he needs. We then went out there, she went out there twice, I met her twice, and then she went back. Mr. Hanford then staked his property where he's gonna put his house and garage, and we measured it to make sure it was gonna meet all the setbacks, and there was no issue. That was done about a month ago. She issued him his land use permit and said, okay, here, take all this stuff and go get your building permit from Mr. Ayers. So the other day I was out there and he had forms now for his footings. Well, they poured the footings. No big deal. Called Jody. She said, I don't know, I haven't got a copy of the building permit, but we wouldn't necessarily get it. Called Chuck, and apparently he never applied for a building permit. Now, this is like, this is unbelievable to me. So he apparently issued a stop work order yesterday. Mr. Erickson did, to Mr. Hanford. And that means he'll probably have to rip out the footings because no one's looked at I mean, they won't look after the fact. So I'm assuming he's back to square one.
And now there's a precedent of tearing the thing down from this other guy.
Well, that's always been in place if you don't, I mean, but,
So is the land use permit still valid?
well, sure, the land use permit just gave him permission to do it. Now, the next agency has purview over that, right? Now, if he doesn't follow their rules, then they're not getting a building permit.
It's a similar discussion to last month's, but I mean, with the land use permit is conditioned on issuance and compliance with other permits, so.
Which is Dan?
Which is the building permit.
No,
Doesn't.
Absolutely not.
No.
He needs a land use permit to get a building permit, and he has to have a well and septic permit in the land use permit. I know what you're saying, you'd like to overstep that, and so would someone else, I know, and maybe we should at some point, but I don't know how to do it legally.
Has he made any ground or remediating his
No, not as far as I know, but again, that's not us, that's.
But you know, his footings, I mean, I guess you can do shallow footings in this area, I guess with permission, because the frost heat maybe, but.
because the wetland stays nice and deep?
Maybe.
Maybe, but
the
that's a
footings
chop.
are Like this deep and.
And I don't know if that's
I don't
bad.
think he can, no,
See, so
not for a house,
I would think not, but I'm just a dumb old farmer, so I don't know.
agreed.
So, since you brought up the,
It's agreed.
No, I don't know.
Mr.
building
Mr.
codes.
Kent issue. And I'm not prepared to talk about it today because I didn't go through the whole contract with the county, but I would like to have this as an agenda item for next month, or maybe even a work session to talk about the whole aspect of having the county do our zoning administration, how we think that's working. And issues that have come up and how those may or may not have been addressed or should be addressed, or what needs to change in the contract or possibly the zoning ordinance to just eliminate a lot of these issues in the road. And I feel there's a number of things that can be done to make this better for everybody, but it requires the county to perform that, and I'm not sure they're performing everything in their contract, and there may be some things that if we decide we'd like them to do it, that the contract would need to be amended. But I'd like to visit, and I can write up a memo with that for the next meeting.
Sure.
But
Well, that's the two major issues for that, so where that heads out there is.
Yeah.
And Jody's land use permit to him said, take all this stuff to get a building permit. And he
Yeah,
acts
that's-
like he doesn't need a building permit, and he was a builder for 30-some years in Michigan.
He used to be a licensed general contractor.
Or, okay,
He is, the last time I checked, he no longer has that status.
but apparently didn't know.
You can build your own home without being a licensed builder.
Yeah, but you have to have a building permit.
You know, yes, you have to have a building.
That he said he didn't think he needed one. Again, so that's on him. It's not on us.
State will definitely take his $750 down there.
After they pull that out. Okay, planning commission.
The planning commission is not going to meet this month. We just don't have any, business that, warrants calling a meeting. In news, the big news is that the lawsuit, that CCPL had against Portage Point Inn has been dismissed with prejudice. And I hope in December we can get Bob Gazan in here to find out what I've already spoken to Duncan about this, but we want a new timeline of what's going on and what his plan is now. Now, he's in Italy right now, Bob is.
I think the major issue is gonna be the sewer, sewer septic, if in fact he can hook to the village system, which I don't think he can, or constructing a batch reactor on the ball field. And then eliminating the building.
Yeah.
So,
And, but then there's also I'd like to see the steel get installed. So that his 8-foot seawall doesn't wash out and create a floating Portage Point Inn.
oh, okay.
Cause it's under washing now. Tomorrow, I do have a meeting, with, Jody Lynch, our zoning administrator, and I hopefully Wayne Faber. They have some, a change they'd like to make to their site plan, due to, construction laws for sleeping arrangements for kids. Kids can't sleep on the second floor or something. And the design of the buildings they had called for sleeping lofts and they won't allow that. So
Which buildings are we talking about?
the new ones that he had permission to build and, it's been about well over a year. This, we'll have to decide, Jody and I make the decision on whether this is a minor or major amendment to the site plan. That's
Okay.
in the ordinance.
So the other issue involved with this gonna go back to the village now, is they gave permission to hook to the sewer, and there's no capacity.
Well, that's,
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
somebody needs to address that when you're talking about a building, when in fact the village now won't.
so, time out, aren't they already hooked to the sewer?
Yeah, but they're talking about new construction.
I don't think that they can say you can't hook up to the sewer unless they're under a cease and desist order from the state. they can't say, if I have existing service.
To this part of the property, but none over there.
Well, this new constructions that we're talking about tomorrow is not on the land side of Orange Point Road. I believe this is replacing one of the existing cottages that is,
Okay, I'm just saying that the village has said, they originally said, yeah, we'll take 450 more people equivalents, or people. They can't, they don't have capacity.
Well,
That's a them issue, that's not an us issue, I'm just saying that's a them problem.
Okay. There was one other comment on this, and I don't know what the issues are for Little Eden, but I do know that Little Eden went to the Bureau of Construction Codes Commission within the past year, looking to get a variance to eliminate certain fire code requirements. Okay, because they have duplexes with kitchens and they didn't feel that, Little Eden apparently didn't feel it was necessary to have the code firewall. That was soundly rejected. So again, I don't know what the issues are here, but we don't want to be skirting around fire code issues. I'm just, if that is entailed in any way.
Okay.
okay, so that's where the planning commission is right now. As far as the ZBA goes, we had two cases that we heard. And one of them was on Camp Delight Road for construction of a fence that would cross over a paper road that has never been developed. And the paper road already goes through the Bible camp dining hall. It goes through several other property owners' yards. And that variance was granted as long as they met all setback requirements in our fence ordinance.
how can you issue a variance to put something across a paper road if it hasn't been abandoned?
Well, the Bible camp does have a letter of abandonment.
They're pursuing it, right? Abandonment. That's what,
Well, so they have a letter of abandonment, which the property owner for this variance didn't have, but the property owner is also well aware of the fact that if suddenly the road commission came out tomorrow and said, we've got to have Eagle Street 2-lane divided highway, their fence is coming down.
okay,
And that's in the variance as well.
great.
So, the other, request was out on, I get them all confused, Lake Shore, Lakeside, for a house that was going to be, 39 feet in height. And, our ordinance specifies 35 as the maximum. And, calling on my memories from Jim Trout, I contacted Rob and said, is it true that 35-foot height has something to do with the fire department? And he said, yes, they're required to carry a 40-foot ladder. And when you put a 40-foot ladder up like this, you can only get to about 36 feet. So that's why our ordinance and most ordinances specify 35 feet as a maximum for safety. The applicant spoke that they had a number of pitcher thistle plants that Eagle had identified.
I know something about those.
Say that 10 times fast. Well, other residents in the neighborhood said they had pitcher thistle as well, and they were able to, with good advice, transplant them, and they're thriving. So, this request for a variance was denied, and they will have to go back in their drawings to meet the height requirement.
Which I think they have actually. Yeah, I think Jody mentioned something about it, if it's in the permit, yeah, there's. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, they're resolving it the other way. Good. Anything else, David? That's it? That was it. Thank you very much. Roads.
The only thing that would affect us, I mean, they were talking about a lot of different internal things too, but, there was discussion about how their funding for roads that was being proposed in the budget, their budget, Manistee County road budget, is gonna be postponed due to some internal issues with the treasury that have not identified how certain tax money is getting distributed. And then there was discussion about the marijuana tax and how that will be delayed at the earliest till 2027 because of some state issues, which I didn't understand. So when I Googled it after the meeting, probably about a week after the meeting, I found out that there may be even greater issues than what they're talking about, because there's a legal challenge against the additional percentage being added, because obviously those people in the inner circle of marijuana are saying you need a 3/4 supermajority vote of the legislature to change something that was on the ballot in a voter-driven law. Instead of the governor just imposing the tax, so that's really about the only thing.
Cause it's already taxed. They told me the figures the other day, it's astronomical, how much it's already taxed, and they wanna tax it
Another 24%.
another 24% to get more money for helping on other issues, but they were told one thing,
Right,
changes the business
Right.
model for everybody.
but the current tax was, what was being discussed is that although they anticipated receiving the money next year, they believe they're not gonna receive it to 2027 because of basically internal stuff with the state about how to disperse the funds. Just saying,
I'm laughing with you.
Just stupid.
that's the best explanation.
No, I get it.
they gave. So,
Brink's truck is somewhere, but.
Yeah.
who knows where.
driving.
Circling.
Yeah.
That it? Thank
That,
you.
yeah, there really
Okay.
wasn't anything else that affected the township.
You know, they have enough drivers, they talked about having, they all those new guys, snowplowing ought to be okay, but it'd be a learning curve for some of the guys, never drove in this, never plowed before.
Yeah, there didn't, I mean, that was discussed, but there didn't seem to be any kind
Well,
of
mailboxes
concern
out.
about
I
it.
got a cheap one.
The chip seal is gonna happen May, June, probably.
May,
next year.
June, they talked about,
Maybe.
maybe, well, better, we already paid.
I'm just-
What did you hear?
I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
That's
you're,
what-
you're smiling, you make me,
No,
makes me feel
they
uneasy.
didn't say anything.
Don't they take the money and spend
So
it
how
on
can you
someone?
just wanna smile at you, to make you feel uneasy?
No, I mean, she had that, never mind.
They told you that training for the clearing of the new recycling area was free.
Yeah, apparently, I misinterpreted that.
Big old grader up there today.
Yeah. Parking lot.
Yeah. They got some nice equipment in place, so. Trying to think what else he told me there, I think everything else is on thing for, I think it was end of April, May, June, somewhere in there before June. So we're supposed to be number one on the list, we'll see how good that is.
Next meeting, I'll ask if we're number one on the
There you
list.
go.
Yeah.
Yes, don't smile. Assessor, we got most of the field work done, there's just a couple rechecks, but all the new construction's been visited. Finalized quite a few things, people are still building houses. And barns all over the place, so. Some with permits, most of them, well, the ones we go to all have permits. That's how we get there, they pulled the permit and we're there, so.
Yeah.
I can't say that we haven't found some other things in a couple other townships that there were no permits, cause that has happened. But nothing here, and I can't remember what the multiplier is gonna be, we're at board review. Is set next, December
Tuesday, December 9th at 9:30.
2.7% inflation, right?
2.7, yes, 2.7%, which is way better than 5 or 4, which it was, so. Everyone's tax was valued up 2.7%, it's not so bad, I guess. compared to some of the things. Evasive.
We did not have a meeting in October, we did not have a meeting this week, so there's nothing to report. My understanding is we will have a meeting in December, and at a minimum, we will talk about treatment of starry stone wart. Could be other things on the agenda then
A
too.
treatment of,
Starry stone wart.
okay, that's what I thought you said.
This sounds.
I just thought, well, I don't know what that are.
Stone Star Wars.
Sounds like Star
Starry
Wars.
stone.
Star Wars.
It's an aquatic pitcher thistle.
Yeah,
Probably.
we kill in mass quantities.
Don't use Roundup. You do, you're gonna get money from the lawsuit, so.
Yeah.
You get more than that on Facebook.
New business, township property survey.
Spicer surveyed the 10 acres off of 11 Mile Urban Road last Friday. They put the lap in. See if they can go back and put the metal stakes in now that we know that there's not a property owner issue and nobody's hunting on that. The signs came in. And I think we'll see if, we can get one of the parks person to put those on metal, but the other properties that they're surveying, they're gonna be putting the metal fence posts in.
Okay.
Hopefully they have enough. I bought some and dropped them off on Monday. And then probably be getting some estimates for next year's budget to do some of the other properties, so at some point we'll get them all surveyed. Do you have a copy of the boundary sign, or those handy, or they say, oh, sure, I'm going out and- So that'll be good.
And we also had the township hall surveyed. You can see the markers along, so over this side, which I never knew, the property does not square in the corner over there. It's kind of weird little jog that goes by,
What's the deal with that?
McCarthy's, building back
Shed
there.
back there, yeah.
Well, that's on their property. Part of the concrete's on ours, but we'll send them we'll send them a tax bill. don't worry.
Somebody planted all those trees on the corner of M22 and 14. That gets done.
That was done by the property boundary, no hunting. That's very nice. Gonna show that off to everyone. Okay.
Show them what they want.
Like Carol.
Show what they won. There you go.
So we'll get stainless steel screws to put those on. I think we might have to drill one hole, like, if you could put the bigger sign that would match up with the
Yeah.
hole spacing, it'd be way more expensive.
Okay.
But we'll sort through all that, but I think that'll be good if, just put people on notice that it's township property, and they're gonna identify what encroachments they find too. So some of that in the wetland area will have to be dealt with, I'm sure, but we'll get them to that point.
Okay. Some out there looking at. Under new business that I added, so if you look at the letter, are we done with this? Property survey?
Yeah, although I would like to bring up, decision, but maybe put it on the agenda for next month. So when Pat was out and put up all the survey things here at the township hall, if you go to the west property line,
Well, we just talked about that when you weren't here.
oh, great. Did you?
Yes,
All right.
so there's
I
concrete,
think you have more you wanna talk about.
but, yeah,
So the west property line is kind of higgledy-piggledy when you get to the lake. Cattywampus, yeah, it's an awkward little, it looks almost like you were trying to design your property line and then you pour some of the
I
corners.
just hadn't heard that term.
Oh, okay,
It's the technical term, Cindy, in clerkdom.
yes, that's what we say to all the clerks meetings. But the Easy Mart next door is on it, they're using that property, I think we should just square it off and give them that little ragtaggedy corner that they're already utilizing. And keep that property line nice and,
Well, it is kind of nice, and what are you suggesting?
well, when you go look at the property stakes, it is not like that on the map.
I'll have to go
This part right here,
right here.
this is them, right?
Yeah.
But this part here is like all,
no, you can see a little piece of concrete on
yeah,
there.
but when you look at the slab, this is all jaggedy right through here, and they're already on it.
We'll have to wait till we get the drawing and see.
I think there's about 5 foot concrete, but I looked at that yesterday. Okay, let's look at the survey when we get it, we can deal with it as to what we're gonna do, so. So back to this vacation request, if you read the letter. They're expressing the request to vacate, can you look this up for me?
Yeah.
Paper part, the platted road south of Cary Street named McMillan. The own lots on both sides of the paper platted road is shown in the attached document, lots 13 through 17 and 21 through 25 of block 9. The paper road has not been used, nor do we intend to use it, or you feel free.
Yeah, so it's this section right here.
Correct. So they're requesting that we approve the vacation request, and they still have to go to court and do all that, or we disapprove because we object. So that's what they're asking for from the board. I think who owns the property at the very end of that?
I think it's,
McCann?
McCarthy's.
Oh, it might be McCarthy's.
It'll come out in sluggish. Oh, no, GEM partnership, I don't know who that is. That's sold, because that one in the corner used to be McCarthy's, on McCarthy.
But they have access on 2 sides, right?
Yeah. This is all swampy and.
That used to be McCarthy's. Oh,
I mean, we're just the first step in that
yeah,
process.
yes,
so-
yeah, oh, yeah, they have to, they'll take. Oh,
What's that?
it might be that.
That is the McCarthy's PO box.
Oh, then they might have just changed the ownership of it.
So pull the map down a little bit, and so we can kind of just see what they're talking about. So they're talking about that piece of road right here,
Only,
because they own on both sides of it. I would say McCarthy still have access on 2 sides. That's not something they probably ever used.
So, David, in a plat where it's not a meets and bounds. Does it, the adjacent property owners get ownership to the central line then? They just have to file an amended plat? Is that how that works?
That's a pain. It's rather expensive and time consuming. But
so what you have up there matches this. It's on back.
I would say, yes.
If this is Bosch, it isn't Snake, so that's
What's the
one.
road that runs through on the thing?
McMillan Street.
McMillan?
Yeah. that matches.
Mhm. You know, the piece in front, what we're talking about, that's actually dry right now. Kind of.
I don't have any opposition with that, and that's. You can keep it. Or vacating it.
We would just not object to the vacation, basically. We'd still be named in the lawsuit. There's a whole little thing we put on there because they pay our attorney's fees. We still have to be represented by an attorney.
Right.
And they agree to pay the township's attorney fees, and we just don't object to the vacation of that part of the road. I'd like to get the proper wording on all that before someone makes a motion, because I don't,
Okay.
right?
Well, we should maybe have, is there a document that we have for a resolution? Or what
I
that's-
think there's a resolution.
So maybe on the next agenda or something.
How about we could give some guidance as to say someone could make a motion that at this point we're consensus of the board that we're gonna not oppose the vacation.
Do you need I think we just say there's a consensus of the board not to oppose, and do you need a motion to have a consensus?
No,
No.
but we'll need a resolution.
We'll need a resolution, as I say, we'll need to have it for a meeting. It's okay, it's just the start of the process. We can do this next month. We have a resolution. How's everyone feel about this?
And a
Cindy?
motion to draft a resolution? A
I just
motion
say
to-
bring it back.
Just bring it back to the board, but let me
Okay.
ask, Cindy, how are you feel?
I'm fine with it.
Fine? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. Let's go ahead and we're saying we, as a consensus of the board, not going to oppose it. And we can bring a resolution to the next board meeting once I figure out what all has to be in there, because I don't remember the exact wording. Okay. Okay, move on, unfinished business, Mr. DeVoe. So Mr. DeVoe put up one more section of fence.
You're in Guinness Book of World Records for slow fence building.
Close fence, there's 6 other pieces there now to be put up. My guy that was, I thought would do it is an Amish guy. They don't have insurance. They're not licensed contractors and they don't believe in insurance. And I don't believe you can have somebody go do some work on somebody else's property and not have any insurance.
Especially if we're the ones asking.
There you go. Still went back to square one with that. And Mr. Gray will do it, but he can't do it till April. But he would do it.
But, so
This
why,
Pat Gray.
who,
Pat Gray, the guy that was doing the deer fence, he would just go pound the posts in and take him 2 hours.
it would seem to me, as long as this has been going on, that it might be prudent to hire him, even though it's April, because it may get it done quicker
Okay,
than,
Well, we were,
and he's way cheaper.
right, we had a discussion on,
And he's.
can we get at least one more bid and see what it is? Because as you recall, the first bid for the DeVoe property was a little north of $9,000 to do that fencing. And so when we reached out to Mr. Gray, we think we'll get a more reasonable bid. And then was discussion over, well,
I thought the
What do you do?
Amish, I didn't realize,
do the best for the guy, do the best for Mr. DeVoe, or just say, here, it's gonna cost
He doesn't have
$9,000.
he doesn't have all the materials to do the boatyard, I'll call it, in the back, plus finish the fence on the hook, we'll have to buy more of those panels.
yeah, he's only got, I think, 6 more, so, but Pat knows that, so he just bring the panels, whatever panel we need, and it looks to me like you need about 100 and, whatever that thing said, 150 feet. And the panels are 6 feet, and they need about 25 panels. And he's got
They're
6.
probably 8 foot long and 6 foot high.
I think they're the opposite,
8 foot high?
and 6 foot long, I actually don't know.
Matt, you want a side hustle?
No, you got insurance?
I'm really bad at fences.
So as a statement of fact, everyone, if you hire those guys, be aware that they probably don't have insurance. To work on your place.
I think they get a religious exemption. Amish guys do.
If you can, if we can get a bid from Mr. Gray and he can
Yes.
guarantee that it's done by the end of
Okay.
April. then I-
Could we like
that's
supersede,
kind of what I'm saying.
the DeVoe thing could supersede our recycling?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll call him. He just had his shoulder done. Otherwise, he'd be able to do it now. He had his shoulder done a week ago and he's off for 7 weeks or something.
And he's insured.
Oh,
Yes,
He installs fences and.
yes.
Great,
So you write it up.
yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll contact him again tomorrow. That's fine with me. Then we were going forward instead of sideways. Okay, website update.
So Jennifer and I met with the, designers, virtually yesterday for about an hour. And kind of worked through some of the color schemes. I deferred to Jennifer on that, I'm colorblind. And then just some of the placement of elements on the homepage, so they're gonna, work that up. We've gotta get them a few deliverables, and then we're gonna be getting a timeline estimated for kind of going through that process and, get a few of our questions answered, but I thought it went pretty well,
Oh, I do too.
so.
Okay,
So, go ahead.
go, no, you can go.
So this probably isn't directly what you were just talking about, but I think whether it's been because I was on an extended vacation or what, I was not aware we were not posting minutes on the webpage.
Well, we have been posting minutes on the webpage. One of the things that I run into is sometimes I'll post it, it looks like it's posted and can't find it. But then I posted how many sets of minutes and agendas for the Harbor Commission, no problem, right where they belong. So part of it is maybe a learning curve with me or a clunkiness of the system.
And there were
That
some
we have
charter
right now.
issues too.
Okay, so, but we didn't,
We didn't
I
stop
thought it was
posting.
making it sound like we made a decision to not post minutes and I was just
No,
gonna express.
that is
that I
incorrect.
disagreed with it. Okay,
That is incorrect.
okay. If I can help in any way, I'd be happy to.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I didn't think we ever talked about not posting minutes or anything, okay.
Well, I just wanted clarification, because that was.
Now,
I just
maybe we
wrote
talked
down.
about the draft minutes. Right,
Yeah, we've discussed that.
taking them down after you had real minutes. So you don't have two sets, so you have draft minutes and then
I'm
one second.
gonna post
But I always-
minutes once they're approved.
There you go.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I always.
Yeah, and
archive
that's
draft
probably
minutes.
not being understood by the public, because I think we used to post draft minutes, but if the, if we're gonna only post the approved minutes, I think that's fine. So you're not gonna see draft minutes. It might be 2 months before the minute meetings are out there, or a month and a half.
Well, it is what you do at the city.
Yeah, and that's
They're
fine.
only
I'm not
posted.
saying that's the bad practice. I think having draft minutes just gets clunky. You know, we need to see the draft minutes, but until the minutes are approved,
The draft minutes are always available,
right?
right? There's still a requirement that they have to be available within X many days after the meeting, and then the approved minutes have to be available. They have a different, one's 5 days and one's 8 days. Those are available to anybody, and I have emailed them out to people who couldn't come to the meeting, et cetera.
So the minutes will still be posted.
Minutes will be posted.
Is it raining?
I hear something.
Where is it?
That's just that.
Okay,
I
Sounds like
think it was supposed to rain, okay. So,
okay,
Dan,
thanks for the, but
And I think in the past. there's
No, some things were
confusion
said
between
for
the draft.
dramatic effect, Cindy.
pardon?
I think that in the past, there had been some confusion between.
well, there was
The
because.
draft and then the official, then they change, then they are upset because there was a change and then we'll modify it or something, so. It would probably make sense just to put the final copy on there.
Well, you would if you wanted to see that, yeah, okay,
To decrease.
okay.
Giving the demographic of the community. I think
That's all you got on the website?
Well,
Okay,
yeah.
bills to be paid, anybody for? Oh. Township zoning contract service bill, is that in there too? What it says here. Regular bills to be paid plus Onekama Township zoning contract.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You wanna treat that separately with a separate motion? And we already signed the contract, it's just the payment, you know?
I just, and I'm okay. Talk about that.
That's fine, that's what I
That's what
thought.
you just
I
asked
know,
to
but
have on.
mhm.
I think we need to stay on until we figure out.
okay, I agree with you, so I'm just wondering why it was on there like that. How about someone make a motion for the bills to be paid?
Some move.
Second,
I'll second it.
thank you. Any discussion, none being heard, all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Correspondence, I think I treated the correspondence letter for the request as a
Mhm.
board item, so I don't have anything else. There's something from the planning commission about below the list of, no, we talked about that, already did that. Okay, public comment. Anybody? Yes, sir.
For the last, few years, District 10 has been, looking at approximately 10, sites around Portage Lake, collecting water samples. And, when I first spotted them, I stopped and introduced myself, as a conservation district board member, and, we had a nice chat and, said I wanted to get on the mailing list of your results, and I started receiving results of those water testing. And I noticed there were two sites, Easy Street and Shimpy Creek, that were off the charts for E. coli. Just, I mean, most of the sites were 80, 200, 150. Shimpy Creek was 3,000. Easy Street was 2,800, you know, and so I started inquiring back to Matt Fournier with District 10 and asked, are you gonna do anything about this? Well, you know, so we have an E. coli problem, and the answers I got was, well, one, these aren't swimming areas, so we're not too concerned about them. And also, we don't know if it's animal or human, E. coli, and we don't have the ability to test. And he said, well, why don't you make an effort to get it tested? Well, I think Ferris State does that, he said. Well, then why don't you send them to Ferris State? Well, we don't have the money to do that. Well, then why are we bothering if we're just gonna, wait until you put, red tags on every cottage on Portage Lake that says, do not allow human contact, with this water. And then see what your property values do. And it's happened again this year already. And I've spoken to the gentleman who, coordinates that program for District 10. And I don't know if the township just ordered this, whether they contract to have it done, but, we're not, it's a waste of time. If you're just gonna publish a report that says, 2 sites are poisoned, but we're not sure why.
I thought that we paid to have those 2 sites tested for DNA.
For animal,
It was
to figure out
human, and
what's-
it came back as animal.
And I'm almost positive, wait, that was at a meeting.
Yeah.
And there was animal.
Right.
Shimkey Creek, I know for a fact was animal.
Yeah, it was I think the only time I'm aware of that it was tested by Ferris State, which is what, a couple of years ago.
And it came back as animal.
It came back as animal.
Right.
But, we have, Shane Machin, if I'm saying that correctly, is the county commissioner who is on the Board of Health along with Richard Schmidt. So, we feel very strongly about it. I'd go directly to their next, commission meeting in Cadillac and be heard.
And I
They
thought,
have
and
a
I
very
thought
nice
it came
process
from,
there.
we thought it came from the pond up north on the other side of 22, where there was,
Geese or something.
I don't know.
Heathlands, there was some talk once that it might be Heathlands where all the geese were.
Which it could be, they didn't go any farther, they just determined it was animal, so we kind of, as far as I know, everyone just went, oh, well, what are you gonna do about that if it's animal? And that's,
Yeah, that's my recollection of it. It's not human. The concern was it was leaching septic fields. And it was-
right, and it wasn't. So what's the next step, Dave? See, what do you do then? Okay, it's animal.
Well, I think something that high though, it is a concern,
Yeah.
even though it's not a swimming area and I'll go with you I've been there before.
Well,
to the health
so
department.
if it's animal and there's not active
Well-
livestock farming and it's deer and geese, what do you do? Call them geese, I guess?
No, shoot them all.
Apparently. Well, but I think to your point though, Dave, I don't know if we order those or if they just do them. We ought to find that out because I wanna have a continuity and have that done every year, even if, so if they're gonna stop or something.
Well, at one
We
point,
need to order it,
they
then we
made the
should-
statement that, well, I'm not even sure if Portage Lake will be on the list next year.
I was gonna say, I believe this year that they
They
have
tested
been testing.
They're supposed to be tested by the invasive species.
Right.
But talk to Shane, that's why we
Yeah,
have these
we might as well have-
commissioners,
yeah,
these
sure.
representatives, Dave, so.
Do you know him?
Yeah, we've had
Okay.
those 2
sites
came up.
Her, or is it a her?
Shane's a woman.
Oh, I don't
He's
know.
an attorney,
Okay.
recently elected, and she'll.
What district is she in?
Oh, she's got that.
I wanna say 7, but kind of random number.
Okay.
Don't this.
She's Republican.
She's picking that out of her hat.
District.
Huh?
You just picking that.
No, she is down there. She's in that.
So why don't we get a hold of her? I don't know her. We could get her number, I'm sure, from
I know.
Jeffrey. You do?
Hmm.
Well, let's find out. But,
Yeah.
is invasive species pay for that? Do we pay for
I
that?
know that we,
Yeah,
I
we
know
had-
that we just
that was
had the
part of
water
the
tested.
contract.
I was just gonna
When we
go
were, when I was,
try to look at it.
that was
Okay,
part of the contract.
That was in the spring, they did all
They
did
it, about June, July. Well,
Dave, let's
District
try to
District
figure out-
10 does it several times over the course of the summer. Now,
but they don't do that location, do they?
Yeah.
District 10?
yeah,
Oh, that's
Well-
not charging enough.
They conduct beach water quality monitoring for safety during the swimming season. They no longer do your well testing though. For your residents.
Well, let's try to utilize this gal and see if she can, shed some.
And maybe there's something they do if there's a pond that's got a lot of geese on it, you know?
So you remember, I don't know, how many years ago was it? I don't even know, but they went out, there was all the complaint on the swans that were wasn't geese, it was the
Trumpeter swan.
trumpeter swans.
No fish.
And then, well, a month later, mysteriously, didn't hear any more complaints about trumpeter swans. Because someone was out there and moved them to a different location.
Really?
Mhm. In bags,
What?
you know.
Alive or dead? The bag.
At some point, they were alive, but it's a good question. You can't answer all these questions. I don't remember the answer. I forget. Okay, anything else? Anybody else for public comment? I'm sorry.
There's one person online. I think.
Anybody online will have a public comment?
Oh, they signed off.
They signed off. Okay, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everybody.